What's going on, YouTube? Back with another video. Thought I might squeeze in another video for you guys. Now this bike right here, it's been a pain in my ass. All the above. I I won't get another one of these. I definitely learned a lot from this purchase. Well, not really a purchase. I traded this bike for a Tour frame and fork. So this bike came with everything you see here, minus the stem, the sprocket, and the one-piece crank, and the gyro that's on it. But it also came with OGK mags. Now, it was sold to me or traded to me as a performer. This is an 1988 GT performer slash Vertigo. And the reason why I say slash is because nobody really knows what it is. I've read online, I've looked at pictures, tons of pictures on the BMX Museum, and no matter which way you cut the pie, it's the same exact frame, everything's the same on it, and there's a little bit difference on some part, like this back end right here, on this pipe right here. It's angled down, some of them are angled straight, but no matter which way you see it, if it's angled down or angled straight, some of them were decaled performers and the others were decaled Vertigos. So beginners, just be careful when you are super excited, you just started, you're buying everything, and you run across somebody that's advertising an 88 Vertigo or 88 GT Performer. Now, if it doesn't really matter to you and you want the bike because the bike looks badass or it's completely built and everything, then that's fine. But if you're looking to buy an 88 Performer or an 88 Vertigo, it's up in the air on what you're going to end up getting. This one right here has a let's see, the 4130 stamped below the GT right there. I've seen online that some people say that the 4130 was the better of the two dealing with performers, so the Vertigo was the better built bike as far as the steel goes. Other people say that if it's with the whole pipe right here angled down or angled straight, it's a Vertigo. And then what I've seen online, some of them are GTs. So I'm just steering clear from this. This was a trade that was traded to me as a performer from a bike shop. This is the only bike that I got from a bike shop. But this one right here, whenever I made the deal, the guy told me it was a performer, and that was it. Got it to the house, kept it for about a week, got with a buddy of mine, told him what I got. He asked if I had anything new. I brought this bike up. He told me it was a Vertigo. That's why the bike has been sitting in that shop for over a year and a half. And it pissed me off because a number of guys were saying that it's a Vertigo. So I contacted the guy. It's a mom and pop shop. I can hold on a conversation with someone going back and forth to try to prove a point here, but he got disrespectful towards the end of it. I wanted to just reverse the deal because I'm sold on that it's a Vertigo. So he didn't want to do that because the dyno tours bring in a lot more money than these Vertigos slash performers, because nobody know what it is. And I think GT should have made a better understanding with this build. Well, actually, not with the build, but with the bike to distinguish between the two. So, whenever we got towards the end of the conversation, he ended up saying there's no returns on bullshit. And that's the part that got to me. Not the fact that, he was going back and forth on trying to prove what the bike is. That's fine. But the problem was what he said. And that's not how you do business, especially with people that continue to give you business on the high prices that you have in your store on everything in there. So I'll support small businesses all day long, whether it's food, whether it's going to go buy clothes or whatever it is. I'll support small businesses. But yeah, I guess he figured there's nothing else out there, that he has everything and his shit's rare. I guess, I don't know. So this is just a video just to show you guys that be careful with getting this bike. If you're interested in a performer, stick with 87 and below. Those are easier to distinguish between the two. The 87s are going to have holes drilled in the back right here, 4, and then the forks are going to have 4 holes drilled in it too. And the 86s are going to also have 3 drills in the back, 3 holes drilled in the back, and those are a lot easier to distinguish between the two. And of course, the PFTs are on a whole different level. The forks are completely different, and the frame has a coin roll, which they call it in the back, or baloney roll in the back. This is a baloney cut to my beginners. That's just what they call them. But and also, when another reason why it also pissed me off was that I did a trade. Well, actually not a trade. I actually bought a layback GT seat pole. Now this was whenever I started, collecting this BMX parts, because I was going to build a GT. Actually, at that time I was going to build a 1986 Freestyle Tour, which I wish I would have done a video on that bike. That bike wasn't very nice, but I ended up trading that bike. So the same place where I've done business where I got this bike at, I've also bought toys from him, and it just gave him business, spread the word, everything. Well, I had a GT pole that I got from him. He said it was a coin stamp GT pole, which a coin stamp pole, to you beginners, it's a circle right here, and it's going to have GT written, but it's going to be from GT and then chrome mold on the bottom. The 90s are going to have GT on the, actually I think this one, I think you can see this one right here a little bit, but I'm not sure if this one's a coin stamp or not, but we'll see once the powder coater get all this paint off. But the 90s is GT top and bottom. So I get the part home. I'm building all these parts up to make this build look original as possible. So I get all my parts together. I look at all my parts to make sure everything is good to go. When I got to that seat pole, I got to looking. The G and the T was on the top. It was a heavy coat of paint on there, powder on there, or paint, whatever it was. So I seen that it was a 90s pole. I paid $150 for that. And I was like, I'm not paying $150 for a damn 90s pole. So I go, take it to him. He made things right. I thought he was gonna make things right with this one. But he didn't, because he had this one for a long time, and the tour was something new in the store, and he'll sell that one before he would have sold this one. So I was a sucker that got this. Needless to say, I won't do no more business with him at all. And if anybody asks me anything about the store, I will tell you. I'm just being 100% honest. I have all the text messages to prove what happened. And I don't have no reason to throw anybody underneath the bridge. I don't have time for that. I'm not like them guys on them groups that want to complain all the time. But this is just a video. Oh, and also another bad thing about this right here. Well, not really a bad thing, but it's a bad thing, and then it kind of turned out right. I ended up selling this bike to a buddy of mine. Luckily, he was a buddy of mine, and he wasn't somebody that I was going to ship this bike to over, you know, somewhere in Boston or, you know, California, anything like that. But when a buddy of mine told me that it was a Vertigo, I had to explain to my buddy that it's not a Performer, because I told him it was an 88 Performer. That's what he wanted. He wanted a Performer. So it didn't really matter the year, but he wanted an 80s Performer. I had to go back, explain to him the whole situation. We both did research, and we didn't really come up with anything on what it is. Some people claim that you can decal the bike whatever you want, and me personally, it's crazy that it has to be that way, but I don't know if that's true or not. So if anybody in the comments can, you know, go ahead and add in there on what you think the 1988 GT Performer / Vertigo is, it'll be much appreciated. It'll help out the new hobbyists coming in to learn about this bike, and whenever they watch this video, they can also keep an eye out and be careful. Luckily, the guy that I sold it to, he was okay with it, and it wasn't some random person that was going to blast my name all over the BMX groups on Facebook and on my channel. So everything worked out on that end, but he's going to build the bike. I'm going to showcase the bike on here. That way you'll see what it looked like from an ugly duckling to a swan. So this is just a video just to show you what it looks like now. I'll keep you updated on the build. He's not going to go with this color. That sprocket, it's called a GT. They call them cheese grater sprockets. That's going to be white. And I'm pretty sure that this is probably maybe going to be white or maybe going to be chrome. And this is a late model GT stem. That's definitely going to be changed to white. And he's going to go with some kind of day glow color. Thanks for watching. Hit that like button. Share the videos, please. Comment, subscribe. I'll talk to y'all guys later.